Today's BlackSwanTV.org's presentation has more to do with our social climate. See, I hear a lot of people talking about the dating game. And I'm not gonna lie, this year has been a lot of red pill for me. Yeah, I used to be blue pill, I ain't gonna lie. And yeah, I'll be the first to admit that, boy, I was wrong. And only by the grace of God I made it out alive. And I think that I survived because part of my purpose is to provide a little bit of details, to give a voice for those who are voiceless.
You say don't say that. Because I think it's offensive.
Your mouth is offensive.
And I'm working on that.
I don't care if you're working on it. See what I just showed you. It's a statement of fact that's offensive to you.
Mhm.
I made it out alive. And I think that I survived because part of my purpose is to provide a little bit of details, to give a voice for those who are voiceless. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what we are in the first place, right? We are here to give voice to the voiceless. Because once we're gone, we'll become among the voiceless. You see what I'm saying?
Who are you to be getting? No. Who are you to be getting an attitude with anybody with a 2-year-old? You're lucky that the man is even going to deal with you. And this is what we need to start telling women. Y'all got a lot of goddamn nerve to have an attitude when you 42 with a toddler, and you know you got a mouth, and you can't get past it.
Maybe y'all bother others. Boys be bothering females.
Here's the thing, we don't. Like, the men is tired of this.
You ain't no man.
But I know some men that is tired of this.
That's tired of what? They tired of what?
They tired
of what?
They tired of y'all waking up with fresh, bad attitudes. Like, what did we do to y'all? Look, if men watching this and you got your lady on side of you, ask her, what did we do to you? That's what I want you to ask her.
You stress me out.
Cause this not cool. We need to take a stand for ourselves.
He said we need to take a stand for ourselves.
Out of my camera. Just go. You childish.
As you can see, the antics. And this is one of the things that is the root of the byproduct we see in our culture.
The nature of the argument, it was more so, he asked me a question about some things that he wanted me to be really transparent about. And when I began to talk about it, I had some reservations and I held back, and he was upset about that.
Was that Was it stuff that he needed to know for his own protection?
I wouldn't say it was to that extent, but I think he felt like I wasn't comfortable enough, and
Okay, so he asked
Honest
you to be
enough.
transparent about some stuff that you weren't comfortable necessarily with. And you started talking about it, but you withheld some stuff.
yes,
And he could sense that you were withholding stuff, or you admitted that you withheld stuff.
he sensed it, and then I admitted it.
All right. And then, how did you guys get into an argument?
Because I wouldn't say immediately, but like I said, I sensed that he was upset, and then there was the attitude. Like,
You got an
and
attitude.
I guess it kind of
Hold
like.
on. You got an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Notice how much work Kevin had to go through to get her to admit that she had the attitude. She could not admit it. She still never said it. She didn't say yes, but she ended up mumbling, mm-hmm. And this was all because she sensed that her man sensed that she was being deceptive and withholding vital information about her past, something he may have needed to use to make reasonable judgment about whether or not going forward, right? To judge mental stability, to discern if this is a healthy situation to get involved in. And it turned out that he was right? That she had just had a child 2 years ago at age 39 with a man who she speaks negatively about. So any reasonable, rational man should be having questions and should be able to have a conversation, but we are not able to have conversations of significance with our counterparts without being offensive and then getting into a domestic violent dispute in which they will never admit that they started simply to deflect, to divert, to gaslight, to get the attention off of something that made them feel uncomfortable. And the reason why I think this is such an important issue is because a lot of young men are in jail behind bars because they didn't know how to deal with the situation. They weren't taught how to deal with these circumstances because a lot of these situations end up in domestic violence, which causes mass incarceration. A lot of these situations blow up and people end up dying, or men end up fighting each other and killing each other over women who are manipulating and playing on men's ignorance. And I have to admit, I thought I was very smart. I thought I was well trained. I had military experience. I had a stern father. I had all these different things. I had sisters. I had a lot. I thought I knew, but I didn't. I had not even a clue. I was able to understand what a red flag is, but hearts are red flags, right? They're just shaped in a way where it disguises. You ignore it, because that is ultimately what we as men, many of us were taught love is ignoring red flags, ignoring and loving a person unconditionally. And this is how we get in the Will Smith circumstances, where we're spending time investing in someone who has no capacity to reciprocate. Reciprocation is a sign of weakness. It's a sign of it is against their value system. So how can they do something that is not even in their conception or capacity, put it that way?
Mm-hmm.
So, he asked you something, to be transparent about something.
Mm-hmm.
You said it wasn't necessarily need to know, but he asked, right?
Right.
Now, you ladies often say you want a man who's honest. And if we flip this script and you asked a man to be honest and he came at you with a halfway story and half truth, and then you sense that he's being halfway truthful, which is deceptive, and you feel some kind of way, and if he attacked you with an attitude, what we call him.
One of those things that go unspoken. So this is the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic. And it's pretty deep because it seems like a small, minute issue, but it's very, very, very complicated. It is the root cause of what we see so prevalent in our society. So you have the dynamic between the male and the female here. Now Kevin, he has no emotional nothing to gain, nothing to lose emotionally. The worst case scenario for him is she hangs up. But as long as she's on the phone, he has an opportunity to exhibit, to bring to light something that has been kept in the dark for so long. Men not being able to speak to their counterpart. In the games, the smiles, the smirks, the lightness of the situation, when this is the backbone of our culture, the backbone of our families, our household. And we have a 42-year-old female still playing games like a 14-year-old. What I mean is that it's like 21 forever, right? A mentality that I am stuck in a youthful state and become offended by any statement that offends me, no matter what it is. So if you're trying to have a serious conversation, if you're trying to take someone serious and trying to present your true thoughts, your true emotions, they're taken lightly, they're played with, they're dismissed. And what the woman said is that she said that she got an attitude because she just sensed that he felt some kind of way, because he knew that by her withholding the information was pretty much guilt without admission. You see, when you're trying to dismiss and deflect, she used terminology to lighten the way it sounded. They go out of their way to put flowers around shit.